Hey homeschoolers, welcome back to my channel. Carissa here with Berean Academy, Homeschooling Gracefully. I hope that you guys are having a great day. Today I am going to bring you a flip through and look inside of All About Reading Level 1. This is something that we're using with my kindergartner. I have a little helper today, so if you hear him chatting in the background, that's little Hezekiah. So this we are using as a supplement with my kindergartner. She went through Foundations Phonics by Master Books and was reading well, but she definitely needed more practice. And this was an easy way for me to ensure that she was getting it. I could have created little activities for her to do or whatever, or Pinterested it, but that was really, I needed something open and go. That's what I do, how I am. So this was what I landed on. We're using it as a supplement. We do it about 5 to 10 minutes a day. We've been doing it for almost 4 weeks, and we're on lesson 4. We're in the middle of lesson 4. So we definitely don't do a lesson a day. It takes us almost a week probably to get through each lesson. I bought this course used. Especially since it was a supplement and we'd never used this course before. I wasn't sure how much use we'd get out of it, how much I would like it. So I spent less than $100. I think it was like $90, and it came with the teacher's guide, came with the Blast Off into Reading and the Ziggy Zebra games, which the previous owner had separated out into like, page protectors. We're not making copies or anything, we're just using it as is. And the Ziggy Zebra games, which we are slowly putting together as we need them. You just glue them in. Whoops, I just dropped. And they have like the little game pieces that all go in this front little pocket. Which these games have been a lot of fun and a good tool for practice. It also came with the readers. We got the color readers and they are beautiful. And it came with the box of word cards, letter cards. And it did not come with the letter tiles, so we chose to use the letter tiles app. If your child is really tactile and wants to use their hands, I definitely recommend the letter tiles. My daughter really likes to use the app on the phone, and for us, it's a bonus. We have, babies and toddlers, and little pieces like that tend to get lost here in this house, and so I like that. I can't lose it, and it comes with us everywhere we go. Okay, so a little bit about this course. All About Reading is a integrated multi-sensory course. There's a lot of hands-on, there's a lot of different types of activities, different types of worksheets, and it approaches it from a lot of different ways. So no matter how your student learns, I feel like there will be an option in here that is a good fit for them. And because there are so many different approaches integrated into this course, it's very customizable, and you could kind of pick and choose some of the activities maybe your student doesn't like or doesn't really help them. Feel free to skip it. Other activities that go really well, you can continue to do them over and over. Like there's one that's feeding the monster. My daughter loves it, and we try to incorporate that as often as possible. So it builds upon itself step by step. It is a mastery approach, and we usually gravitate towards spiral, or I do anyways. And so I was new to the mastery approach, but because we're using this as a supplement and we're going real slow through it, we're literally just doing 5 to 10 minutes a day. The mastery is working great because we just continue and we just come back to it, and we just move on when we're ready. And it doesn't really matter. We're not trying to do a lesson a day or anything. We just go as quickly or slowly as we need to and check it off as we go. There is built-in review. Concepts are brought back. So even though it's mastery, it's not like once they get it, they never see it again. We keep coming back and reviewing and really getting a firm foundation. Engaging content and activities to keep your student interested. This is definitely true. This is been by far one of the favorite curriculums of my children. My daughter always asks if we can start with reading. This is her favorite part, and I think a large part of that is because she gets to use the app, but also it's a lot of fun, and she keeps saying that reading is her superpower now, and so it's turned reading from a struggle into a lot of fun. Open and go format. It is super easy for the parent, and it is scripted, and you don't have to follow the script if you don't need that, but I personally like it. I like to be able to open and just skim it and say, this is what I need to say. I don't really have to put a lot of thought into it, especially since it is a supplement for us. I don't want a lot of extra work. Okay, so let's take a look inside. All right, All About Reading Level 1 unboxing. Go ahead, babe. Here's a look inside the student activity book. There's a progress chart, and you can see there's a lot of different types of activities and hands-on and games and lots of fun things for the kids. Now on to the teacher's guide. It starts out with a great section about what you should expect of this course, what you need, and really preps you as a teacher to use it. There's a checklist making sure your child is prepared for this level, and then it goes over every element used in this course and really makes sure that you're ready to teach it. It talks about the importance of reading to our children for at least 20 minutes every day. It's very important to the program. So each week starts with a yellow box. The yellow box is for you as the teacher. It goes over every card you're going to need, every item you're going to need for the lesson, and what you're going to be teaching that week. So it really just sets you up. And then as you can see, there's great pictures throughout the lesson, and it's very clear step by step exactly what you need to teach your student. In the back, you can find the scope and sequence. It's very detailed about everything that your student will be learning throughout this course. And there is also a list of all the phonograms taught in each level and a word containing that phonogram for the teacher's use, just to help you clarify the sound. And I find this really helpful. There really are so many resources for you as a teacher in the appendixes. There's a whole section on going over a letter reversal and how to solve that problem and what should be expected, what's normal, that type of thing. There's a whole section on extra activities and practice sheets to help reinforce the lessons taught, or maybe your student needs a little extra practice with something. There's a lot of fun games for them to achieve that. There's also a handy list of all of the sight words taught in this level. It makes it nice to have it all in one spot. A quick look inside the readers. Again, we got the color edition, and I think they're absolutely beautiful. I love the illustrations, and I love that the stories are interesting, which I'm sure is difficult when you're working with limited vocabulary, and limited wording options, but they did a really great job with these stories. And when we get into the third volume, it's really clear how much the students have progressed. So I'm excited to see that this is what they're expected to be reading by the end of this program. Here is the box that contains all of our letter cards and word cards, and there's dividers for the words that are mastered and words to review. Same for the letters. There's also the viewfinder. This helps simplify while they're reading. And then we move on to the Ziggy Zebra games. Ours obviously were already taken out of a workbook, but usually they'd be in a workbook and you take them out and you apply them to a manila folder. You can see here there's instructions on how to do that. It was really simple and easy to put together. So initially I found cutting out all the pieces to be a tad time consuming, but we are continually using the games over and over, so I think it's worth the time that it took. So this course really focuses on 5 key elements of reading: phonological awareness, phonics and decoding, vocabulary, fluency, and reading comprehension. So when my girls started this, which it is for my kindergartner, but my first grader sits in. We do that with a lot of our subjects just because we're all in the room together anyways. They both already had been through phonics courses. They knew their letter sounds. They knew their blends, but they hadn't covered all of the phonograms, and they hadn't covered like certain vowel teams and things. Like this course definitely goes deeper than the phonics courses that we had been through. So they were sounding out words okay, but this course has really helped in the fluency department and in the reading comprehension department. And we've only been using it for a few weeks. We're just getting started, but I already see things clicking and I'm really excited. I love the fluency worksheets, which let me show you one. So like all week long, Sorry about the glare there. They're going over new words and they're practicing them. They're practicing phrases. They're practicing sentences. So by the time they get to the reader book, which is up over there, by the time they open that up, they've already practiced the words that they need for that week, for that story, so many times that it's like, oh, I know this, and it really clicks. It makes it really fun for them to be able to open up a real book and be able to read it without any struggle. So I'm really happy that we invested in this course. I think that it is a immense value. It is pricier for us anyways, as far as what we would like to be spending on curriculum, but I think, especially as a supplement, because it could be, you know, it's not a full language arts program, obviously it's just reading, but I like the idea of having something specifically for reading. Reading is such an important tool. It is like the one thing you can be a lifelong learner. If you read well, all your other subjects are going to be easier if your reading comprehension is high, and so that is something that I definitely want to focus on with my kids. And which is why we went this route. So I do plan to continue using All About Reading. There's 4 levels of it, and I think that all of my children will go through all of the levels. I'm not sure when I'll split my first grader and kindergartner. Right now they're both in level 1, and maybe they'll stay there and they'll both just get the extra practice. They're in their own language arts programs, but they're sharing this one. The Ziggy Zebra games, I highly recommend. I know it's a little extra. It's been really fun for the whole family. We play together and it just reinforces the learning and everybody likes it. Although that is one that we don't do around the baby because I'm pretty sure he would eat the pieces or something. So, and I think I'm gonna laminate all the little pieces. Right now we haven't laminated any of them and I'm worried about how they will hold up over time. Okay, so that is our first little look and flip through of this course. I hope that you found it helpful. If you've been looking at it, I recommend it definitely. And after we've gotten a little further into it, I will share with you guys an updated review. And I have high hopes for this course. So if you've used All About Reading, especially if you've gone through all the levels, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how it helped your student and any tips or thoughts that you have about it. Have a great day, guys. Happy schooling.